Today's video is going to be on Leetcode 1209, removing all adjacent duplicates in a string 2. So basically we're given a string and we're looking for letters that are side by side and their frequency. If their frequency is equal to k, then we need to delete those letters or pop those letters. And notice in this one we have a bunch of letters that can be reduced to A. You might be wondering, how can they be reduced to 2 A's? Well, when you delete these E's and delete these C's, then now you have 3 B's next to each other, which you can delete, and so on, and then it eventually reduces to just 2 A's. So that's the logic behind this problem. As you may have guessed, it's a stack problem, so they want us to use a stack. The way I'm going to approach this is creating a stack first. So let's create our stack. And every stack element is just going to look like this. It's going to be a character with a frequency. So the first character might be something like Z with a frequency of 3. And then the next character might be B with a frequency of 4, and so on and so on. We're just going to keep adding these elements to the stack, and we're going to check if the frequency equals K, we know we need to pop it from the stack. So this is a really tricky way, or not so much tricky, but a very convenient way to eliminate duplicates that equal K. All right, with that said, it's a lot of talk. Let's just loop through the string like this. And then I'm going to first check my stack. I'm going to check the top of my stack if it has the value I'm trying to push. But let's do something like this. Let's say char equals s of I, just so it's a little bit easier to understand. And we're going to do our stack check first, make sure the stack actually exists. If stack and stack at index stack.length minus 1, this will grab the very top element in the stack. And remember, the way we're going to construct our stack is a character followed by its frequency. So I want to make sure I'm checking if the character actually exists. Therefore, I need to access index 0, which would be this. And then I'm going to say if it equals the character that I'm currently looping over. If that is true, then I want to increment that value frequency, because I know I just ran over another one and I need to up its value. So to access the frequency index, you're going to use 1, right? Because the character will be index 0, the frequency is going to be index 1. And we can just use the plus plus to increment it. Okay, so that's pretty simple. We're just adding more frequency to letters we are going over again, and we're just checking the top of the stack using that stack.length minus 1. So if that doesn't happen, we need to add that value to the stack, and we can do that by stack.push, and using that structure of the character followed by its frequency. And when you put in a new character, its frequency is always going to be 1, right? So let's console.log our stack and see where we are. All right, so this is looking good. 1, 1, 1. And here you can see our stack is constructed with characters we need to get rid of, and this is good. Okay, so now we need to check if the frequency equals K. We need to remove it from the stack. So let's go back into this one right here, and after we increment our character, let's do a check if stack.length minus 1 at that frequency index of 1 equals K, then stack.pop, which you know the pop method is going to remove the very top of the stack. So if I run this, obviously nothing would be deleted here because none of these characters equal the value of K. But on this problem, everything is reduced until you have just 2 A's, like the answer here, and then likewise for this, you just have PS. Everything's looking good. Now it's really easy. We have all the values we need in our stack. We can just loop over our stack and then have some type of result string and basically push however many values of a character we need onto that resulting string. So let's make a string called results. I'll just make it empty, and then I'm just going to loop over the stack we just created. So just a simple for loop over the stack. Okay, and then remember, index 1 is the frequency and index 0 is the character. So we'll say let char equal stack at I0, and then let frequency equal stack at I1. And what I want to do on each iteration, I want to do a while loop while frequency is greater than 0. I'm going to decrement the frequency, and I'm going to add it to our result string, just like this. Add the character, and now if I return result, let's see what happens. There you have it. There is our answer. The time complexity for this problem is O of n, because the amount of inputs, we are basically just looping over the stack, or looping over the string rather, and just adding it to the stack. So as you might have imagined, the space complexity is also O of n, because we are creating a stack element that is proportional to the n amount of inputs that we have. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.